SummerSlam just kicked off with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan for the women's title, and
I didn't see that one coming.
dude, this guy was in the bathroom for the shoulder. Rhea Ripley's shoulder came out of the socket like 2 minutes into the match. It was insane. This woman is tough as freaking nails. Like, I don't know if she actually like slammed her shoulder into the table to put it back into the socket, or if she did it, you know, a little sleight of hand and just kind of had it, pushed it forward and pretended. But I mean, I've never seen a wrestler have their shoulder come out of socket mid-match, tell the referee, back off, I just need a minute, and to finish. Like, that was like, never mind all the storytelling of like, oh, here's the big bad bully and, you know, I'm going to be the powerhouse. Like, the shoulder injury just completely, that was the whole story of the match. Like, that she allowed Liv to keep working the shoulder and doing all these moves while it was injured. Just like the toughest thing I've ever seen.
No, same. I think that's what they want her to almost be like superhuman. And she did like everything to prove that point. I mean, that was just, like I hadn't seen anything like that recently, or I don't know, ever, maybe during the China era, I don't know. But I haven't seen that recently, and I really got into the WWE universe. So, wow, that was, I mean, story-wise, yeah.
You called the ending.
I
sort of. You said Dom was going to mess it up.
Mess it up. He's done it before. I knew he was going to do something like that. But in a typical telenovela fashion, like, he ends up with Liv Tyler.
Liv Morgan. We all want to end up with Liz Taylor.
But,
yeah, you have the swerve where, like, you know, Morgan brings in the chair and he's like, no, let's do it the right way. Don't use the chair. But really, it's all just a setup so that Morgan doesn't get hit with the chair. He's trying to protect the blondie.
Yeah.
And then it's like a triple swerve where, you know, like, you think, okay, you know, after the drop kick, Morgan's going to do a quick move, 1, 2, 3. But no, the match continues. Rhea kicks out and you think, okay, maybe she still has it in the bag. But Dom triple, like, betrays her. And then, you know, the big kiss in the end. Yeah, like you said, totally novella style. A hell of a way to kick off the premium live event. I almost said pay-per-view. But yeah, just the shoulder, like, I don't know how they're going to top someone having their shoulder dislocated and putting it back in. That is awesome.
If you're into novellas, like I am, let me know what kind of novella this reminds you of.
We just watched Sami Zayn versus Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental title, and I forgot that he was a Steiner boy because of the Breakker name. Man, that dude is a machine. I've seen him in some of the other premium live events. I think he's kind of been circling Sami Zayn for a while, but I mean, obviously the stuff is like scripted or whatever, but the writers gave him the green light to just go straight through Sami. Like, this seemed like a squash match. It was like half the time of the ladies' match.
Yeah. It was like, I don't know, 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes.
5? Less?
Exactly.
He went straight through him.
Yeah.
The second match where someone injured their shoulder.
Yeah.
He had him on the vertical press, and it just clearly gave out. Like, you know, he's probably going to do some push-ups with him. Like, who knows? And he just got him up there.
Yeah, and then the two like big human beings, like, just, I don't know, something's up with their shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they worked it though. They, well, at least
were able to sell the match, make it a part of the story.
They sold it, and like, I've never seen like a 6 foot, 250 pound. Speaking of human beings, I don't know if that was a human being that I just saw, like a gorilla, like a gorilla.
They called him a spider monkey.
Spider monkey. It was like more like a, I don't know, but
like a baboon.
The
gracefulness at which he like did the Frankensteiner off the top, where he just kind of like free falls and like just hits it.
So nimble for such a like a
ballerina.
Yeah, like a
And
ballerina
literally,
gorilla.
they're mentioning like how fast he can run on the track as he's bouncing off the ropes at like 200 miles an hour and like squashes Sami Zayn. And again, it's all scripted, but there's only so much you can fake. Like you can't fake being ran over by a 250-pound man.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how much you rehearse that, it's still gonna hurt. So you better be like, like on your A game. But yeah, I mean, I liked everything about this. This is like a good match to watch if you're not even a fan, because it's short, it's sweet, it gets to the point, and it's like a spectacle. It's entertainment. But the way that you see it, I was so blown away. I've never really like heard of Bron, whatever his name is, and I have a tip for him. You should find another name.
Like Steiner?
Like Steiner. Well, I didn't even know. What was it for you? When did you know he was a Steiner kid? Was it when you started talking like this?
No, like it had crossed, like it'd been mentioned on the Jim Cornette podcast or either other WWE events, and then you just forget because of the breaker name. But I mean, he looks like the Steiner brothers, he talks like them, he moves like them. You should just lean into it and be like, yeah, I'm a Steiner. Second generation wrestling is a big deal.
Yeah, you should totally like have the Steiner name somewhere in there. If not, then I really like Ballerina Gorilla.
Ballerina Gorilla. Yeah, it's a little late to change your name once you have the Intercontinental title.
Do they etch it on?
Probably get a little plate.
A little plate cut.
Yeah.
But anyways, if you're watching, I don't know, I would consider either the Steiner name or Ballerina Gorilla.
And are you a fan of Sami? He just got the title a few months ago. He had a nice little reign, but they cut him short for this second generation talent. And they clearly must want to give Braun Breaker the push, since not only did they cut Sami's reign short, but like I said, just the way that he beat him, it was like he was in complete control even with the injury, which to me says from a business standpoint, they're putting chips on this guy's name. What's the bounce? What are we doing next with this guy?
Yeah.
So
like, I'm not a fan, but like there was a close up after the match of him, and like he was almost like, I want to say he was gonna cry, but he was sad. He was like,
oh, you're talking about Sami?
Yeah, he was like sad. Like I felt sorry for him. But wow, I guess I'm excited about the Bron guy. Like I don't know. I'm excited about what he's gonna be, like scripted in, or what storyline he's gonna be part of. But I think he should definitely tie in like the Steiner name, the Steiner legacy. I don't know. They should do something with that.
Yeah, maybe they will. Like they said, Scott was in the crowd. I think like that'd be cool if like Rick started managing him, or they had some way to work in like some family lineage just for the storytelling, for the fans to have something to chew on, the whole novella aspect of it all.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are our thoughts. We got to get back. The next match I believe is Logan Paul versus LA Knight.
Here we go.
I'm not a big fan of either guy, but I'll always root for Logan Paul to lose. So I guess let's go LA Knight.
If you are a fan of our show, though, you would know that there is an Easter egg, LA Knight Easter egg in one of our videos. The first person to comment on what that is, you will get a prize.
Yeah. All right, we're halfway through the premium live event, SummerSlam, and LA Knight just beat Logan Paul for the U.S. title. What'd you think, BJ?
3 words. 2, 1, 3. LA Knight, the 3 Babosos. We called it. Yeah, that was like, yeah, it was meant to be. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, not really a fan of it, LA Knight, or whatever story they got going on with them. But, I think I'm also not a fan
of Logan Paul?
Logan Paul, so, I guess I was like...
The enemy of my enemy is my enemy or friend?
Yeah, I'm glad he won, though.
Gotta root for somebody.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna root for somebody, I guess the guy that has LA on its name, yeah, 213, all the way.
I like the way they kick things off with like a street fight style. They don't even go in the ring. Logan Paul attacked him on the way in. They're still wearing the vest. They got the gear on. They're trying to throw each other through tables and barriers, like really sell that these guys like don't like each other. And then the match itself, it was another fast one. I don't know if it's because they have got like 7 matches on the card. They're trying to make all these like kind of snappy. Like a lot of the premium live matches will go on for 20, 30 minutes. And these are all kind of like got a fast pace. They had a few like really big moments, like the Logan Paul, what was it, the springboard back,
Moonsault
moonsault out to the ring, like he's like 20 feet in the air, like the tip of his toes. Like, as much as I hate the guy as a person, as an athlete, to be able to springboard and like graceful as a swan, like, you know, you gotta give props where it's due. The superplex, where he like looked like he was gonna land on the tip of his head, and then LA Knight got him over at the last minute to, you know, keep it safe. And then even LA Knight, there's like, those are the 3 big spots where he like springboard from the 2nd rope to the 3rd rope, and there was like a triple, like he had a little like earthquake, it looked like he was gonna fall, hit the elbow. Yeah. But yeah, it was exciting. And then just like you mentioned, like business wise, what are they doing with LA Knight? He beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania. And since then, AJ has fought twice for the title against Cody Rhodes. And so it just like storyline wise, like how is it that the guy who won at WrestleMania hasn't fought for the title, but the guy who lost has had 2 opportunities to fight for the title? What are they doing with this guy, LA Knight, who won against the #1 contender? If you don't do something with him, that heat is gonna sizzle out. It's gonna make him look like he had this push and then just disappeared, or, you know, just, you need some crescendo, you need some benchmark, something to keep the fans like convinced that this guy is moving forward and has momentum in his career.
This was it.
Yeah, so it seemed inevitable, like a stepping stone title, either the Intercontinental, or in this case it happened to be the US Championship, but they had to put some gold on LA Knight. Otherwise, it would be a waste of money. It would be a waste of a push, a waste of not only this guy's opportunity, but company money that, you know, they spend time and resources on this guy, building him up. So as much as I felt like, oh, this is inevitable, he's going to win, they still have to put on the storyline. You know, they got MG Gay coming out. He looked like he had no idea, you know, what he's doing in a wrestling, like so awkward with the body language, but, you know, he passed him off the knucks, keep it a little interesting. And then...
Well, that's what you get with Logan Paul. You're gonna get the celebrities, you know, like, that have no idea. Yeah, exactly, right? That they're part of the... You're gonna get the entertainment part. And I guess that's why Logan Paul is what he is, because of that part. And because that's why he still has, I don't know, I want to say a lucrative contract with WWE, is because of the entertainment factor. Like, they got as awkward as it was to see Machine Gun Kelly there. Like, I was like, whoa, is that who I think it is? You know? So, yeah. But I guess credit where credit is due. It paid off. LA Knight, you're representing. Hopefully that's what LA stands for.
Lawrence of Arabia Knight. I don't know. Yeah, definitely, you know, glad to see LA get the win. And then, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Logan, but I mean, he's just such a good shit heel. Like, he's at his best when it looks like the guy's gonna do a big powerful move, and he's able to snake out the way and get a, like, you know, hit him from behind or hit him with the knucks or do some, you know, slimy move, throw him into the corner. Like, he's not the traditional, like, I'm gonna do a suplex guy, but yet he finds a way to get over on these guys who are the big name typical wrestlers, and it's believable. So, yeah, good on WWE for doing the storytelling. Good on both these guys for making an entertaining match. And yeah, 2 guys that I'm not thrilled about. It was still, you know, nice pay-per-view match. So yeah, let us know if you like or dislike these guys, these LA Knights and Logan Pauls. If you want to see more matches with these guys in the future, you know, a little back and forth, keep it going. Who knows? Nia Jax just beat Bayley for the other women's belt. We had Morgan versus Ripley, and now we had Bayley versus Jax. So we had at least one title change hands, and I was a little surprised. Like, they've really been pushing Bayley. I'm not a fan. For like, she just comes off as very corny and like super safe and like it like right out from like the music. Like the first thing you hear is role model. Like it's like I imagine her fans being like 5-year-olds whose parents like did a Google search of like who is a role model. Like okay, you root for this person. Like you know like it's safe. It's safe. Versus, like, for me, when I think of, like, being a WWE fan, I gravitate towards not safe. Like, the Stone Colds, the DXs, like, I want, you know, something a little less contrived than, you know, the blatant role model, which is where you get Nia Jax. Like, all of a sudden I'm gravitating towards the heel.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's a fan base for everybody. But, this was an interesting match. I learned a lot of things. It was like a California Clásico. We got San Diego versus San Jose. San D versus San Ho. Wow, I didn't know they were both California girls, but they were out there and they put on a show. They put on a spectacle from a like athleticism like point of view. Like just to have anybody, could be me, could be you know, Diesel Time, it could be Raul watching this at home, like anybody that goes up against Jax, like on paper, you know it's not gonna end well. And so it didn't end well for Bayley, if you see the match, right? But like, wow, like just to have to see that, like you would think like no one would stand a chance against Jax, but like it had to take what it took for the title to change hands. So it was a good match.
Yeah, very competitive. Yeah. And dude, she's like going off the top ropes for like a big girl. She does move, but I do like feel like when she's at her best is when they lean into the fact like she'll just grab her and like all of a sudden like I'm twice your size. I'm gonna do whatever I feel with you know. Once I have a hand on you, like it's no longer in your decision what happens to you. Like throw you on the ground, shove my ass in your face, like. Literally just imposing her body onto Bayley, and like that's the way they tell the story. Like these big, powerful moves stem from her just kind of grabbing a hold of her and like a child.
Yeah, and you see it, and you see it in this match as well. You're like, okay, like she just like pushing her, shoving her aside with one hand, like things like that. I like
you're annoying.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's like who you think should win on paper is who actually won the match, and I like that. I like to see it like actually like happen how it should happen, right? I know there's a story behind everything, right? And it could have, you know, if you do watch the match, you know that it had to take a certain interference to happen, right? But
Tiffany ran in. It was a little unclear, like how much of this is her, like with her own agenda, trying to cash in the briefcase, and how much of it is a distraction. Because at the end, they're both, you know, celebrating like they're in cahoots.
Yeah.
But she was trying to cash in, supposedly.
Technically, I don't know if technically, right? I mean, the ref was running right behind her, but like the fact that she got like knocked out by an elbow. And then, so it was more like a distraction. It was more like a distraction.
It could be just some sleight of hand.
But like, I was like, when they were side by side, like racing each other's hands, whatever, I was thinking, oh, here it comes. She's gonna like catch it. Not exactly. Exactly. I thought that was gonna happen. So, I mean, I guess moving forward, that's gonna be like the thing. Like, they're besties, but
you
like
can't trust her.
You can't trust her
at any given moment. She like
exactly right. So I guess
briefcase.
We're gonna have to stay tuned to see what happens, you know, from now on. But it was a good match.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Tiffany Stratton. Like putting some like life. I think she's a great heel. She's got some big athletic moves. She's got like the muscles. She's got the attitude. Like she is the whole package. She just needs a little more development, which is why I like that they don't put the title on her. Why she's in these matches, like challenging for the title or the #1 contendership. Like she's putting herself out there, or the company's putting her out there, but they're not quite forcing her into a position of responsibility, like being a title holder, like from a business standpoint. You want someone like a Nia Jax who's a little more experienced to be, this big challenge that she has to take on should she face, her friend, should she choose to cash in that briefcase. All right, we just got through the featured bout, the people's main event, Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. What'd you think, PJ?
Wow. Wait. Special guest referee, right? So that's the thing. What you get with anything that's special, right? It's like saying we got a special guest Baboso, right? You're gonna be distracted. Right? So that's what we got. That's what we got in this. I liked it, but at the same time, what I didn't like it. So what I didn't like about it was the whole, I think they leaned too much on the whole like psychological warfare. It's like, hey, what are you doing? Leave my cat alone. That's my cat, right? Like they lean so much on the psychological warfare of it all that, I mean, if you watch the match, like it cost CM Punk and all of that for nothing, because then Drew McIntyre still has the bracelet, right? So I don't know. I just think that they lean too much on that psychological John Wick. I got your dog and your whole family, and like they lean too much on the whole bracelet part instead of like all the other matches we've seen. At least what we had at the end of the day was like the athleticism, right? But this, I just feel like it was less about that and more about like the psychological warfare storyline of it all.
All right, I kind of looked at it as the opposite way.
Yeah.
Like they've been milking this beef, if you want, ever since CM Punk got back. You had the injury at the Rumble. You had CM Punk screwing over McIntyre at the WrestleMania and pay-per-views to come and follow, and they've had the build-up on Raws and, just the face-to-face confrontations, and like these guys, they've been really selling that they hate each other. And so to have Seth Rollins, yes, he was a bit of a distraction, but it also created those moments of tension, like with the bracelet, like when he like just picked it off the match, like, here, let me just keep this safe for you, I'll put it on my wrist. And then CM Punk starts losing his mind, like, now you have the bracelet, everyone has the bracelet, everyone keeps taking, I just need to take this bracelet back.
That's what I mean. Just when he was gonna perform his finisher,
he allowed it.
With the whole athleticism part, well, I wanted to see that finisher, right? And then like he stopped, like literally he stopped like 1 second away from it. So like, oh, now you have my bracelet,
But it speaks to the type of character that CM Punk is. Like he reminds me so much of Stone Cold. Like the title's not worth as much as whatever I say is the most important thing in the world. Like a John Wick. Like, dude, that bracelet, it's like killing the dog. Like, dude, like that's my kid's bracelet. That my kid means more to me than anything in the world. So that bracelet is the representation of that. And trying to get my hands back, possession is 90% of the law or whatever they say, like just having my kid's stuff not in the hands of my enemy means so much more to me than just having the bell rung and my hand raised at the, like, I need my revenge. So that's why I like at the end when he's laid out and McIntyre takes the bracelet back and he puts it back on his wrist, like, this isn't over. This is only round one. They can continue to milk this rivalry with like two guys with no belt.
Yeah.
So they're like, you can have a back and forth and then finally have, like this is to settle it. No, it's like the third match is when you really settle it in like a hardcore, a ladder match, or just like a loser go home, but something definitive.
You have to up the ante. After all of this, you definitely have to up the ante. You're right. With no title at hand whatsoever, what we have is this like John Wickish like storyline to pull us through this thread. Like they have to up the ante. What's next after SummerSlam? Or what's the next thing? Like you said, whatever the next one big thing, big event is, like they're gonna have to up
kick
the
the can
ante.
down the line. What I'm saying is they can milk this this rivalry for another 6 months if they have to. They don't have to go straight to the next pay-per-view.
They're gonna go straight to the next event, up to the next event, until this is gonna keep going, which is kind of exciting too, because they're like thinking, what else can happen, like. But at the same time, it goes into can they pull it off? Can WWE like pull it off? Like, and by that I mean like, can they have a fan base like eager to watch a match
The
for
same
a
match 3
non-title,
times.
like,
Yeah.
for a non-title, like no stakes other than like with their egos, their pride, or like that's what I'm talking about, right? So, hey, like if for me, I don't really want to watch like that like thing. Like I can just watch John Wick, the whole trilogy, and the fourth movie too, right? If I want to watch like a storyline like that, For me, they gotta up the ante. For me, they gotta do like keep that vibrant, but put them in a hell in a cell. Put them at tables, ladders, and chairs.
Or even just a one-on-one. Like literally, you said Seth Rollins was a distraction, or just a distraction. It was a distraction too.
Think about it.
But like the centerpiece was not on their rivalry. It was on how all 3 of these men want a piece of each other. And Seth is kind of facilitating his 2 enemies taking themselves out. But if you remove Seth from the equation, then you could literally, like the second match could have no bells, no whistles. It's just 2 guys who want to get their hands on each other without the referee distraction, without the cage match, whatever the stipulation is. And then finally, the third one, winner takes all, is you need some sauce.
Yeah, or like maybe, I don't know, because I think like with Seth Rollins just walked away. He wasn't like the happiest person to walk away from that match too, even though he was a special guest referee.
Yeah, this
like they might even
make
it a 3-way. They might make it a 3-way. Hey, up the ante, someone maybe
triple threat
match.
Yeah,
that's how you raise the stakes. You still have like there's some things that they both have to settle, some score to settle between all 3 of them. If you really think about it. So I think like that's if I were them, or like that would be like a dream match. Like, hey, I want to kind of see what's gonna happen. Like, what's the end of this story? But like up the ante, and I think if we make it a triple threat, the title on the line, hey, I will watch that next one. I will break it down for you too. Okay, hopefully no more distractions either.
All right, Damian Priest just took on the ring general, Gunther. And another change of hands. The title is passed.
Another distraction.
Another big distraction with Judgment Day seeming to explode or implode. Finn Balor stabbing Damian Priest in the back. And as we were watching this match, I'm telling PJ, ever since Priest used the Money in the Bank contract, or the briefcase, if you will, to kind of sneak attack his way into the championship, he hasn't gotten a single clean pin. A clean pin is when you just do your finish, pin the guy in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, no distractions, no chair shots, no silliness with the ref or your faction members assisting you in any way. So I felt like they needed a match where they really needed to establish that Damian Priest could be a champion on his own, that he didn't need shenanigans or help from his friends. He could just beat a guy straight up as the champion, no question to whether he's legitimate or not. And then here they have him lose in such a way where there's like outside interference and distractions and cheating and whatnot.
Yeah, and adding to that, like, don't get me wrong, I always bet on Brown, especially if it's against like a Nazi-looking, like character like Gunther. But like I don't know, I think it was I saw, I don't know if you guys too, let us know, but like I don't know if you saw it too, but like a blunder, like, and I'm gonna say another blunder, adding that the whatever shenanigans happened, or like whoever fault it was, Damian Priest was right in the middle of it. He didn't kick out last time, right on when he was supposed to. So much that the ref had to like make a call, and like I think at the end of the day, for determined purposes, he made the right call and just like didn't count all the way to 3. Taking it back to this time, like he had to roll him so much that it became like it as I was being entertained, right? But like
why is he pinning the guy in the center of the ring? Why is he pushing him to the edge?
It took me out of this whole. I was in it up until when he rolled him. Yeah, like I was thinking, okay, he's gonna like pin him, but no, he had to like roll him to get as close to the rope, so that what happened was supposed to happen with the whole like he got backstabbed by his friend. I don't really know who he is,
Finn
right?
Balor?
Yeah, right. Like he's part of his posse, the Judgment Day, right? So that's gonna take it to a whole another like storyline thread with him, right? But like I'm thinking, just like it took me out of it, and I don't know if it's like I don't want to say that specifically he was the one that it's his fault, but it was in my eyes. It was a blunder, you know, and again, it was Damian Priest. Like, unfortunately, like, it had to be him, right? Like, and so I don't know. It took me out of it, and like, it just like felt like too obvious, like that was supposed to happen. He was supposed to,
Yes.
like, get that rope break and like that whole thing. It just took me out of it, you know, and so.
Seems so scripted that he pushed him
It
to the
was-
edge. He might as well have put the
like,
leg on the rope
Might as
himself.
well do it himself, yeah, right. But like for the story purposes, right? But like I don't know. But I mean, there goes that story, right?
And then back to what I was saying about him needing a legitimate win.
Yeah,
Like,
But this-
he never got it. They broke up the Judgment Day,
Yeah.
but Damian Priest, never in his title run or gaining the title, had a moment where he just pinned a guy 1, 2, 3. And I don't know if this will affect his career moving forward, if like he'll be devalued in the eyes of fans, or if just being a former champ just gives you that bump automatically. But personally, I would have liked to seen him just get one actual, like, you can't, undeniable win before losing the title, because it kind of delegitimizes his whole reign that it was always in question. And to have like your own Judgment Day guys be the ones who are always helping you out, and then finally be the ones that, you know, stabbed you in the back, it just, that opportunity never came, and now it's gone because he doesn't have the title.
However, maybe that's where it's heading. Maybe the rematch, revenge. Maybe that's
Maybe
when
the
he
way
finally. Maybe that's when he gets his clean. Like, you know, like maybe that's where it all like turns like for him for the better. You know, where there's no blunders, where there's like a clean like win as well. Maybe that's what needs to happen next. You know,
if he can start taking out members of his former faction,
Yeah.
and he just looks like a Terminator,
Yeah.
it could put fans in a position where they want to see him get a second shot. And even if he doesn't win, you know, just be in that top spot main event.
Maybe this needed to happen so that he can like
Grow.
grow on his own without like I feel like maybe Judge being part of this posse, right? Like just like held them back a little bit, you know. But now maybe this is his chance for growth to happen for
Straight
him,
up.
which I hope, you know. I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are you a fan of the Judgment Day, Damian Priest solo, or maybe you're a Gunther fan? What do you think is next for Priest now that this Judgment Day faction has blown up in so many different directions? I personally want to see the big man just like clothesline heads off.
Yeah, let us know if you have any theories going on. Let us know in the comments.
And dude, one more match. Cody
One more match.
is next. You know, I'm a big Cody fan.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a crybaby. So,
And whatever's happening right now with
Jelly Roll's hitting Miz with a chair.
and R-Truth? Oh, come on. Oh, okay, they're teaming up.
Okay, yeah, we
Yeah.
might have to watch this. Like and subscribe. That's a wrap on SummerSlam. Cody Rhodes retains the title against Solo Sikoa in a Bloodlines no DQ match. And woo, the big surprise at the end, loudest pop of the night goes to the original tribal chief, head of the table, Roman Reigns. We'll get into that a little bit later. Let's start with the match. Any thoughts?
Well, the match itself, it was long. Like I don't know if it was the longest match out of this whole event, but like it was pretty long. It got to the point where we were like, we were starting to question: is this bloodline rules or what? Because like we didn't see any bloodline interference until like the last like that 10 minutes or something. But we were like, well, I was enjoying like the technicality of it all. What I did find a little annoying was like Solo was constantly trying to like pin him,
even like you would think like maybe like halfway through the match or something, or like after a finisher. No, like he was starting to like trying to pin him like from like very early match, you know. So I don't know if it was like a strategy or I don't know what was going on, but like other than that, like I think this is one of the first ones where I actually get to see him wrestle, you know, like and see him and with his like the heritage that he has going on. I think out of all of them, he looks like the most like Rikishi, like out of all of them. I want to say like he reminds me of Rikishi a lot. Like I was thinking during the match like this is what he would look like, right? Who Rikishi would look like if he were slimmer. You know, I think like because like the flair, the Samoan flair is there as well, and a couple of his moves, I don't know, it was just reminiscing of like, Rikishi. For that alone, I thought it was a good match between all of them, between the two of them. You know, and then like at the end, you know, we got the shenanigans with like Roman Reigns coming back. But obviously, like before Roman, we got like the other members of the bloodline doing their thing, doing what they were supposed to be doing, right? Um, but yeah, like I was surprised. Maybe let us know if you were surprised too, the return of Roman Reigns. But like I was pleasantly surprised because I don't know. I think like even the commentators, I think they mentioned that we need him. The WWE universe needs Roman, and I feel it too.
Yeah, he provides a certain flavor, a certain attitude, and with everything that's gone down with the bloodline, like attacking Paul Heyman and like the takeover by Solo, like he's got like a screw loose to him. Like Roman has like a sense of calmness about him that where like Solo, it's like, dude, you know, the wrong guy took over, and this guy he's bad news for everybody. And I think what they can do with Roman's return and like it's not even like a revenge, it's like a putting these guys in their place, like what's the matter with you type of energy. Yeah, all kinds of storylines and like the respect for Cody, like you beat me fair and square. I'm not here for you. I'm here on a revenge tour. This is not a favor, man. This has nothing to do with you. Like I'm just here to beat up my cousin or whoever, you know, whatever the relation is. They're all family. Yeah, I agreed. Like the technical aspect, like dude, Solo is such an athlete, and then Cody's like technique is just top notch. So both of these guys can put on a long match that is technical based, and they're not going to falter. They're not going to be doing a bunch of botches. Like they can do these high risk, high technical moves and sell it and make it look like not a fight, but like a good wrestling match.
Yeah.
And then just like, yeah, are they ever going to do bloodline stuff? And then the moment we said that, the two guys come out, Kevin Owen comes out, like everyone, you know, they get all the hardcore stuff out of the way, and then they seem to almost like disappear and like leave room for the two of them. Like once Jacob Fatu busted his leg and it's down to just the two of them, and then boom, the music drops. Here comes Roman. He's here to settle his score. And yeah, a great surprise ending, I would say, and it sets up so much going forward. So
yeah,
solid pay-per-view, I would say, overall, top to bottom.
Yeah, I like this SummerSlam. Yeah, the match, you know, yeah, we did have some distractions, but like I think it was like at the end of the day, I feel that even if Roman wouldn't have showed up, I think Rhodes was gonna win it anyways. You know, I think like he had like momentum going, even though you know, like even like tapping it out, like even like I mean kicking out like of the pin for several times, like even after several finishes, like and then he started slowly building momentum. You know, like so I felt like okay, like he's just gonna, you know, he's gonna be Cody and. He's gonna like win this match even without Roman coming in. Then he ended up coming in, but like again, like how you said it, right? I don't think it was, oh, like he's gonna settle the score with Cody later, like
on his own terms.
Yeah, on his own, like later. But right now, he just wants to like he wants to prove that he's still the head of the table. You know, like all his cousins or whatever, like they've been bad boys, so he's like it's spanking time. You know, and so I think that's what ultimately at the end, I think that's what he wanted to do.
Not so much on Cody. Like if Cody's like, I'll deal with you later. I don't know when that will be, but for now he has a score to settle. He has to. I guess he's back, and now he needs to like show that he's still the head of the table. So he needs to. He needed to do what he did, and like yeah, it needed to happen.
There's moments where I thought, like, from a storytelling, you could actually have Solo win. Like, 51% Cody probably wins this, but I had a solid 49. Like, what if, like, this psychopath new leader of the bloodline beats Cody and takes the belt, and it's just like, what do we do now? Like, it's all bad now. Like, that could be an interesting place to build off from. But I think Roman coming back trumps that. Like, I'll take what they did over what I had thought of,
Yeah.
which is what WWE does. They like, what they should do is this, and then what they do is actually way better than whatever you thought of, and I love the surprise of it all. So, yeah, solid pay-per-view. Let us know your favorite match, your favorite moment, favorite whatever. What do you think of Roman versus Cody? Roman versus Bloodline? Like, where's it going to go? So many interweavings going on. Yeah, the WWE is on a hot streak.
Distractions. Let us know which one was your favorite distraction. Was it the Wolverine? Your favorite distraction out of this episode? Let us know.
I think my favorite distraction was Rhea Ripley's shoulder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the back-to-back shoulder situations. But let us know. But overall, solid. I think it was a solid event. SummerSlam 2024, solid.
All right.
We'll give it 3 babosos.
3 out of 3 babosos. For sure. All right, like and subscribe. We'll be back for more next time. Peace out.